Welcome back. I am John Karowski, and 20 years ago, when Jack Skellington in Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas first encountered Christmas Town, he sang a memorable song that kept asking, "What's this?" So, with all the things new to me that I kept finding, I kept asking myself the same question, and I welcome you to the special "What's This" edition of Photo Finds. Now, Jack Skellington does not bring Christmas Town to the Haunted Mansion in Walt Disney World like he does in Disneyland or Tokyo Disneyland, but last week I got to experience the same sense of discovery when I first encountered Christmas Town. This time, though, at Busch Gardens, Tampa, where for the second year they are hosting their hard-ticketed Christmas Town event. Each section of the park is now known under different names. For example, the Timbuktu section is temporarily known as Holiday Hills. This section I particularly enjoyed, being decked out as heavily features types of decoration that you'd find in your neighbor's yards from displays purchased at your local department stores. This is a type of display you don't really see much anymore in towns, I guess, like bachelor parties. Once the technology got inflatable, that became the preferred way to go, as these can be expensive, hard to store, and needs more time to maintain. Walking through the park, though, I got a feeling that this really was wall-to-wall Christmas. It's almost like the amount of decoration that Epcot used to do until their holiday displays got downsized. And not only do they have a lot of decorations, there are special attractions, shows, and entertainment throughout the park. For example, their Madagascar Live show becomes Madagascar Live Operation Christmas Vacation. This live show, based on DreamWorks animation films, features Gloria the Hippo. As you see here, Alex the Lion is in it, who in the films is voiced by Ben Stiller. You also see the lemurs, King Julian and his little pal Mort. And of course, no Madagascar show would be complete without the penguins. There's also singers, dancers, and a live band. And the show pretty much follows the same Madagascar show that they do throughout the day in the park, with the exception of a big Christmas number at the end. So it's not really the best entertainment offering of the night. So if you're only going to Busch Gardens for Christmas Town and your time is limited, this is one I would actually skip. Some shows are scheduled, like Madagascar, and others are continuous, like the Christmas Tree of Dancing Lights. This is like the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights, just confined to one tree. The lights dance to a soundtrack of modern takes of Christmas carols, and it repeats every 15 minutes, and it's the same medley of songs every time. Also, the Busch Gardens Railroad gets transformed into the holiday sing-along train. This is our conductor, Lindsay. She took us through quite an array of Christmas carols, encouraging everyone to sing along, and in true theme park fashion, between each carol, she was able to promote another attraction offering in Christmas Town, or even tell us to where we can buy the nearest cup of hot chocolate, once we disembark off the train, of course. I felt like we got the director's cut of this attraction, as we did get stuck on it, so we received a really long playlist of Christmas carols, but our conductor, Lindsay, did not repeat one at all. Her voice stayed up, which I don't think mine would have been able to, and she was also very perky and alert. The one attraction everyone did like was the holiday ice skating show, Angels of Peace. Unlike SeaWorld's ice skating show, this one is held indoors inside a big theater, inside their big theater. It features very talented skaters, acrobats, all dancing to modern takes of holiday carols, and it does cover the same material that you'd see in Candlelight of the Christmas Story. There is one very small Disney connection to the show. The finale features Whitney Houston's Joy to the World. That was recorded live. Not live, I'm sorry. It was recorded for the Preacher's Wife soundtrack, a film that starred Whitney Houston, produced by Disney and released by Touchstone Pictures. The finale brings back everybody. It really was amazing. The pictures might not do it justice, as it might look like this was cast by the Victoria's Secret Angels and one of the kids from The Shining. But there was a lot of entertainment offerings, character meet and greets with the Sesame Street characters that you can find at SeaWorld. Also, these cute little snowmen. Speaking of snowmen, there's the Snow World presented by Coca-Cola. This seemed to have been the biggest draw in Christmas Town, alongside the merchandise and Coke purchases that in these District 9 style tents. There were 3 sections. You have the snow play, the snow slide, and making snowballs. The snow slide was particularly fun. You get inside these plastic inner tubes, you go down the hill in a race form, and you land into these big puffs of red beanbag material, things like. In the snow play, that had the biggest line that held up the whole night. You could build a snowman. Not just Snow World, though. Coca-Cola was all over Christmas Town, which still strikes me as odd, as up until a few years ago, Pepsi was the original soft drink of the Busch Gardens and SeaWorld parks. In fact, if you look at all the Central Florida parks, Disney opened with both Coke and Pepsi. Universal opened with just Pepsi, then transferred over to Coke later. SeaWorld and Busch Gardens had Pepsi up until January of 2012. And now the only park in Central Florida that features Pepsi products is Legoland. But the biggest, the best purchase you can make it for $3 is not a cold Coke, is these Christmas Angels Moldorama from the little machines that you all see throughout the park. So with the Moldorama purchase, we are now going to leave Busch Gardens and head over to another park where we annually meet another character who, like Jack Skellington, wreaked havoc on Christmas, and that is Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. Based on Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas book, animated TV special, and live-action Jim Carrey, this annual offering features the Grinch, his dog Max, Cindy Lou Who. They're all here. In fact, the residents of Whoville really outdid themselves in decorating Seuss Landing for the holidays, from the elephants in front of the Circus McGurk's Cafe, to the truffle trees, to the entrance of the Carousel. You really get the feeling that you stepped into this holiday classic. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Islands of Adventure is decked out in winter all year long. In this park, but as stunning and bright as this section always is year round, it really pops at Christmas, and it's a great time to stop and look at all the odd stringings of the Christmas decorations while you're heading to the Grinchmas show. For the 6th year, the Grinchmas show is held in Seuss Landing and features original music by and performed by Mannheim Steamroller. Also, for the 6th year in a row, next door at Universal Studios Orlando, Mannheim Steamroller is performing their annual holiday concert. The show has this great opening group of a local a cappella singers. Here they are known as the Mistletones, and you can see them throughout Orlando in different venues and attractions, and they're always a delight to listen to. But the whole Universal Park has this great Christmas in the city feeling, and a lot of that has to do with the annual Macys Parade that they do, bringing things from actual New York City. So it also features an original song, Universal characters, and select balloons from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. You can see this daily. It is kicked off by a motorcade by the Orlando Police. Here is Betty Boop in a New York taxi. The Despicable Me Minions on one of the floats from the Macy's Parade with a ice skater. Here is Woody Woodpecker and Curious George. Also behind them you can see Woody's girlfriend Winnie. And also the Hollywood stars that has been an opening day tradition at Universal. Here's Marilyn Monroe. Blinky the Three-Eyed Fish is on top of this RV, which houses the first family of television animation, that is The Simpsons. You see Grandpa Simpson, Abe, he is sleeping at the wheel, while Homer and Bart wave. Marge and Lisa are on the other side, too. A lot of the smaller balloons that we are used to seeing on television or lucky enough to be in New York City to see on Thanksgiving morning are here, like Santa Claus. He kicks off the parade. Also, the Nutcracker, a little Nutcracker wooden soldier, and the red elf. You see the elves throughout the park too. They're a tribute to the gnome balloons that started in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade in 1947 and ran all the way through the 1950s. In fact, one thing that caught my eye was in the Macy's facade inside Universal Studios, where they have this running display on the television of the history of the parade with characters from Universal's legacy. Like here's Bullwinkle, Yogi Bear, who starred in the opening day attraction The Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, which was replaced by Jimmy Neutron, which also contained characters from the Rugrats, all on Nickelodeon. Woody Woodpecker, who is somewhat of a mascot of the park. Here is Olive Oyl. She was the first female character to be introduced as a Macy's balloon, and she was later joined by Betty Boop, who you can see as a meet and greet character too. Barney the Dinosaur, who has a play attraction inside the park, and Curious George, who is a children's literature star and also of a 2006 animated movie. In fact, Curious George is just one of the characters you'll see not only as a meet and greet, but you'll see him as an inflatable throughout the park. Also Shrek, who starred in the Macy's Parade in 2007, The Cat in the Hat, who's also in Islands of Adventure, and Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera star Scooby-Doo. Here is Sesame Street's Grover, and one of the teddy bears, which is a big tradition in the Universal Parade. Also, another new addition over in City Walk between the parking garage is this American Express official card of Universal Orlando display. You stand on the star like the man with the camera is in the picture here, and animation comes around you on this big HD screen. Here you see some space aliens coming out of the UFO. There was also a winter blizzard scene I saw too, and it was pretty cool. But don't stand there too long because the American Express agents are very aggressive in getting members to go blue. We're going to leave Universal and head over to Disney World at Epcot in the Land Pavilion, where they unveiled for the first time between the Garden Grill restaurant and the Circle of Life film the Future World gingerbread display, featuring icons from Disney, other areas of Disney. You see Disneyland Sleeping Beauty Castle with the Matterhorn, also the Eiffel Tower and Leaning Tower Pisa with a train running through it. Here is the Disney Magic cruise ship made out of gingerbread. Also, here is Aulani from Hawaii. On the other side, you see the Great Wall of China and Sleeping Beauty Castle from Hong Kong Disneyland 2. Next to that is the Yeti hiding in the trees next to the gingerbread version of Expedition Everest. The Yeti here is not moving, just like in the attraction 2. Trains are on both sides, and it takes up 2 tables. Lastly, something new is over at Disney's Hollywood Studios on the Backlot Studio Tour. A Western Town mural has been erected, or is being erected on the Backlot Tour in the first building you see. I'm not sure what this is about, if this is a holdover from the Lone Ranger, as I can't think of any Western projects Disney has. So, like the Thanksgiving parade, I too will end on Santa Claus. Thanks for listening, and have a great week. Goodbye.